Hi guys, and welcome to episode 10 of my vinyl and music collection. And this week we're going to delve into my little world of indie rock. Going to start off with a little old band from California who began in 1988, and that was Mazzy Star. Maybe a few of you heard of Mazzy Star. They were a duo consisting of David Roback and Hope Sandoval, and they were known as shoegazing, alternative rock and indie, and they had many plaudits and known to have influenced bands like Nirvana, REM, etc. Now this is a brilliant album. It's got probably one of the most famous songs on here, which we've heard many times, and Miley Cyrus covered this song, and it's on side one, and it's the first track, and it's called Fade Into You. It's such an atmospheric, lovely song, fantastic lyrics, great chord progression, a nice bit of slide guitar as well, and if you check on YouTube you see me playing the slide on this. So this is called So Tonight That I Might See, and it was released in circa 1993, and the tracks on here will include Fade Into You, Bells Ring, Mary of Silence. Track 4 was 5-String Serenade. Now a few hippies out there might know that song because it was written by the lead singer of a band called Love, and his name was Arthur Lee, and they've done a great version on that there. Track 5 is called Blue Light, and it ends side 1 brilliantly. Side 2 starts with She's My Baby, and it's within we starting off side 2 in the same vein as we ended side 1. Really lo-fi, thoughtful music. Track 2, Unreflected. Track 3, one of my favourite songs on this album, is called Wasted, and I do love that song. That's brilliant. Track 4, Into Dust, and the final track is the album name is So Tonight That I Might See. A wonderful album. If you want to explore alternative and indie rock, check Mazzy Star out. I'm just going to check inside. We've got a little dark poster, and it's got Hope Sandoval on the one side in shadows, and we've got David Roback there as well. So I would check out Mazzy Star. I love them. It's not a party album. It's an album where you can chill out and just forget about the world sometimes. Anyway, first album, Mazzy Star, So Tonight That I Might See. My second album has got to be the Kings of Indie Rock, and these guys were from Las Vegas, and that's the Killers. And this is a picture disc album, which I'm not sure if I was very lucky to get. I'm not sure if it's a limited edition or not, but I do love Sam's Town. It was their second album, released in 2006, and I think this is the classic Killers album. Great lineup. Brandon Flowers, probably one of the best iconic frontmen of any band. Managed to get to see this band live in circa 2008 in Cardiff, and they were absolutely amazing. One of the best live bands I've ever seen, and I have seen a few. So this is the Killers, Sam's Town, and the tracks on here will be, the opening track will be the name of the album. That's Sam's Town. It's one of my favourite songs as well. Track 2, When You Were Young, that's a really great track again. Track 3, Bling. Track 4 is For Reasons Unknown, and the last track is Read My Mind, and that's another lovely track. Side 2 starts off with Uncle Johnny. Bones is another famous song of theirs, which they play live. My List, track 4, This River is Wild. Track 5, Why Do I Keep Counting? And track 6 is Just a Run Out. And it's a really brilliant album. I love it. So I'll just take it out of its see-through package. So that's the picture disc. That's the reverse of it. So I'll just put that down on the ground. We got a lovely little inner to it as well. And I'll just take that out now. And it's a little booklet, it is, type thing. And we've got portraits of the band, which is great. And there's the back of it. And that's my second album, The Killers, Sam's Town, released in 2006. This is my favourite album of The Killers. Album number 3. This band are based in New York and they're called The Vampire Weekend. One of my hidden little treasures, this band. I hope you've heard of them, because when this album was released, this went to #1 in the USA, and it was released in 2013, and they're a great indie rock band, quite eclectic. Each album is different, and I absolutely do adore this band. And the tracks on here will be Obvious, Bicycle, Unbelievers, Step, Diane, Young Don't Lie, Hannah, Everlasting Arms, Finger Back, Worship, You, Yahee, Hudson and Young Lion. This is a limited edition album, and I'll show you why. It's actually got a big poster as well. I love my candy when it comes to the albums, so it's a nice big poster. And on the back of the poster, we've got a big lyric sheet. And this is why it's a limited edition. And the other reason it's a limited edition is it's on a white vinyl. So this was released in 2013, and it's one of my favourite albums. And the album is called Modern Vampires of the City. And I would check out The Vampire Weekend. Not to everyone's taste, but obviously in 2013 they did something right. They got to the Billboard #1 in the USA. So to get there, you've got to sell multitudes of millions of albums. The granddaddies of indie rock next, and that'll be REM. Not their most famous album. This was released in 2001, and everyone remembers REM's early songs. They were absolutely out of this world. Losing My Religion was one of them. This album was a top 5 in the UK, and it rode high in the Billboard charts as well. And it had a couple of, it had 3 singles on here as well. The first side, you got The Lifting, The Beer High, all the way to Reno. Sorry, my eyesight's really going. She Just Wants to Be, Disappear, Saturn Return, Beat a Drum, Imitation of Life. that was this is one of the most famous songs on this album. Chorus and the King, I Take the Rain, and Beach Mill. This consisted of Michael Stipe, Peter Buckner and Mike Mills. And this is a really nice album. We've got a little inner with all the songs on here, which is great. And really fantastic REM album. And I know people actually collect these vinyls, but the vinyls are really rare because most of the music was released during the CD years. But anyway, that's REM's Reveal. And I was lucky enough to see this band in Cardiff in 1994. And they were amazing band. Next band, JJ 72. They only released 2 albums. This was the first album, and the most famous song on here was called October Swimming. And it was an amazing song. It rode up to number 3 in the charts. And JJ 72 only did 1 more album after this, and then they split up. They did. A great Irish indie rock band. I was quite amazed that this album is fetching on the rare record scene about £150 or $200, and this is a great album. It's got a nice inner. It's got a nice lyric sheets on the front and the back. And the songs in here will be side A, October Swimmer, Undercover Angel, Oxygen was another hit of theirs, Willow, Surrender, Long Way South, and the flip side would be Snow, Broken Down, Improve, Not Like You, Algeria, and Bumblebee. Really did like this band when they first came out, and never got the chance to see them. They lasted a few years. They burnt brightly, and then they disappeared. And that's JJ 72, unashamedly an indie rock band from the Emerald Isle. Brilliant. Check them out. One of my favourite indie bands, and they are from all the way from Birmingham, England, and that's The Editors. And I've got all the Editors albums, I've got all their singles. Just move that out of the way. And this was released in 2007, and I think it's just full of classic songs. A few of them were released, and they did chart. They weren't the biggest charting band, but they got some really great songs, influenced by the Joy Division. So we had that kind of wall of sound thing going on with the snare drum and that driving bass. Like, I actually bought this album because of the iconic songs, and that included Smokers Outside the Hospital Doors, An End Has a Start, The Weight of the World, Bones, When Anger Shows. The flip side starts with one of my favourite songs, The Racing Rats. A really lovely song then for track 2, Push Your Head Towards the Air. It's one of my favourite songs. I've got that on a really rare 45. Escape the Nest, Spiders, which is another great song, Well Worn Hand. The lead singer and writer is a fella called Tom Smith, and they're still going, and they are releasing really, really great songs. They went from a guitar indie rock band. They're a bit electronic now, and they've been a bit experimental, but I even like that. It's some really, really lovely music on there, and that's called The Editors. The band's called The Editors, and the album's called An End as a Start. Just open up the inside here. Not a lot. Just got the disc, a bright yellow inner, and that's The Editors, all the way from the middle of England, Birmingham area, and that's called An End as a Start by The Editors. Great album. Dengue Fever. Now, what an eclectic band these guys are. They're what's known as California surf music crossed with Cambodian pop. First discovered these on the Jude Holland programme many years back, maybe 12, 13 years back, and they blew me away. Absolutely fantastic, catchy songs, as eclectic as they come, and there's some great songs in here, and I think everyone is great. They've it's got that California feel to it, and we've got Princess Chon Nimol. She's the lady singer on here, and she sings in a native tongue with that really poppy Cambodian sound to it, and they've got the jazz guitars going, and you can actually feel a California sound there, you know. And some of the tracks in here will be Seeing Hands, which is a great song. Clipped Wings. I think the most famous song in here is called Tiger Phone Card. That's a really catchy number, that is. Sober Driver. That's a really funny song. Funny lyrics more than a funny song. And I think you need to listen to that one to understand it. Monsoon of Perfume. Side B, Integration, Oceans of Venus, Laugh Track, Tooth and Nail, and Mr. Orange. And the main guy who writes the songs and plays guitar is Zach Alderman, and he's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. I've got 3 of their albums. I've got a DVD gig of theirs, which is a documentary-based gig, and that's in Cambodia. So check out Dengue Fever. I got a couple more of their albums, and we'll be discussing them soon as well. Brilliant band. My favourite New York singer, got into her recently. I say recently, I would say probably the last 6 or 7 years, and that is a New York indie rocker by the name of LP. And her full name is Lorna Peregozzoli. I think I pronounced that right. She's an absolute wonderful songwriter. She's written for Rihanna, Beyonce, and I think she's decided over the last couple of years, I'm going to produce and write and sing my own songs. And she does a fantastic cover of a famous Beyonce song called Halo. And I think when you hear LP sing that one, I don't think you'd want to listen to Beyonce, but that's just my judgment on that one. This is a great album, gatefold sleeve with picture of LP there with a guitar, all the lyrics. Tracks in here will be, opens up with a wonderful classic song called Muddy Waters, and that's not the blues singer Muddy Waters. Second track, No Witness, my favourite track, which got me into LP, is a song called Lost in You. It's about, the song is written about her partner who left her, and she was devastated. She was absolutely devastated that her partner left her, and basically the words are, everything I had, I've lost in you. She gave her partner everything. Emotional, she was talking about, and it's a great song. So check out Lost in You. Up Against Me, Tightrope. Side B, Other People, Into the Wild, great song. Strange, Death Valley, another fantastic song. You Want It All. I can't talk highly enough of this lady. She's got a brilliant story behind her. It's worth checking her out. Have a little read of her life. It's quite amazing, and I absolutely adore LP, and I'll be bringing a few more, well, sorry, not a few more, 2 more of her albums out on to discuss. Brilliant, absolute lovely person. She got a podcast as well, and the podcasts are quite funny. So we've got the Italian New Yorker LP. Seriously, check her out, she's brilliant. Finally, we are going to go all the way to Glasgow for my final indie rock album, and the name of the band are called Glasvegas. They're still going, but during, I would say, 2005, 2006, this band were really rocking it, and this was released in about 2008. I was lucky again to see this band live, and it was like a joint headline with a band called White Lies, and once again heavily influenced by the Joy Division and Ian Curtis and that wall of sound. And it's they sing in a big Glasgow Scottish accent, Glasgow accent, and the songs are based around where they live as well. And this is an absolute great album. Consists of James Allen and Rab Allen. I think they're brothers. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty well convinced they are. This is a brilliant album. It's got a nice little inner to it. It's like an etching and a painting. It's got all the production notes and everything on the back. And some of the tracks in here will be about their hometown, and the first track is called Flowers and Football Tops, great song. The second track is one of their famous songs, and that was called Geraldine, and that is an absolutely amazing classy song. It's My Own Cheating Heart, great song. That Makes Me Cry. Now this album was played at this gig, and it just knocked me out. Lonesome Swan, Go Square Go, Parliament on My Mind, Daddy's Gone, SAD Light, and Ice Cream Van. Released in 2006, and it was put up for the Mercury Award, Best NME Album of the Year, and it's just a brilliant album. Again, one of the famous songs on it, again, I forgot to say, is Daddy's Gone. I've got some of the 45s as well, and I really do like these. Anyway, that's the end of episode 10 and I'll see you next week for episode 11. Look out for it. If you're enjoying these little podcasts, please put a like, please put a subscribe, and maybe put a little comment as well. And anyway, catch you next week, and take care, everyone.